Okay, as promised, here's part two, the restoration process. Should you find yourself in a similar situation, having your Instagram account disabled when you have not violated any guidelines, processes, or procedures on the platform, and one day you just try to log in and it says, your account has been disabled. It gets real. So there is a process to move the needle along that Meta does respond to. It is a process that worked for me. I know that it is, by a case by case basis. In my particular case, I did check to make sure that I didn't violate any of the community guidelines before pursuing the appeal process. And I'll share, the extension of that story in the video. Welcome to my YouTube space. My name is Tiara, where we talk everything fashion and tech. And start with our step-by-step. Step number one being secure your backup system. So you want to make sure that you've backed up all of your photos and video content in some form of archive, whether that be Dropbox, OneDrive, or Apple iCloud. Some sort of a cloud storage where you keep your photos and your video content just so that you can recover them. Of course, if you need to start over anew, you have a place where you keep your historic and current pictures and videos. So step one is to secure your backup systems. I do want to share with you all too just how the page was disabled. It was disabled because I had gotten a new phone. And the IP from the new phone, along with my PC and the Modes of Fashion website, were pinging my Instagram page, multiple times throughout the day and sometimes, within seconds of each other. So the system, the Instagram system, automatically disables an account when they think that there's some sort of security risk or like a hacking issue. So they automatically flagged the page and then they disabled it. So when I tried to log in, the normal way you just tap on your icon to go back into your Instagram, I got the notification that said the page was disabled. And it asked me to do like a face scan and also a copy of my driver's license, but I thought it was something fishy. You guys know I have a background in IT, so I thought that this was kind of weird that they were asking me all of a sudden for a face scan and for my driver's license, with your address on it and all that information. So I didn't do it. And I also didn't see an email from Instagram, that validated this was something that they needed. It was really just through the app. So I just wasn't so sure about it. One of the first things that I did was checked the the community guidelines page for Instagram where, they tell you the do's and don'ts. And I just wanted to make sure that, nothing was out of line and that everything was all good here. And everything seemed fine. So, I was curious as to, what caused it to be disabled. So I went ahead and I took some screenshots of like the error messages that I was getting so that I could put in like some sort of support ticket. And when I went to get, access to like putting in a support ticket, it wasn't necessarily a straightforward process. So that's the reason that brought me here today to share this information with you. So you have something more straightforward if you come against this problem. So, again, make sure that you secure your backup, your pictures, videos, take screenshots of your error message and stay calm. Document everything and stay calm. Make sure you review your Instagram community guidelines, FAQs, the policy review, before you attempt to do an appeal process, because you want to make sure that, everything is right, or if there is something that you do have to correct, that you are just kind of aware of what the issue could probably be. So submitting the official appeal form, first, you can, let me go back here. You can use the verified form that comes up on your Instagram disabled error message, but it's not fully a form where you will put in like your name, your email, your reason for the request. It's more like, hey, we've made this decision to disable your Instagram account. Click this button if you want to report, you know, if you want us to give you a report of the reason why we did it. It really doesn't offer you kind of a chance to make a comment or provide, further information or really get, a generated ticket record from them either. It's just really saying, click this button to get a report. And it kind of leaves you there. So it's a bit odd. But do that as a first step, just as a prerequisite to everything else. So make sure that you click the button for the report on the error that pops up on your app. Then to send an issue inquiry, you can actually go to the Business Support Home account overview, and you can do this on your business Facebook page if you have one. You can also do this on a personal Facebook page in your settings. You want to find Business Support Home in your settings. So here's mine. I actually, sorry about my little repo pop up, guys. I have to have all the latest and greatest on what's going on. We're shopping at the stores. Sorry about that. Okay, so um, on my Facebook account, my personal page is linked also to my business page now. That's one of the things that I worked on as far as making my platform more solid so they're not like split apart and it's easy to verify me if I ever have any issues. If, for an example, if my business page there's something frozen or locked down, it's linked to my personal page as well, and I have access to my personal page if I need to, connect with Meta. So what you would do here is, describe your issue, and it'll basically, someone from a chat will pop up here and basically ask you kind of some basic questions of kind of what you have going on. Describe your issue. Sometimes it'll tell you we'll get back to you in 24 to 48 hours, leave the window open, which is fine. You'll eventually get yourself to a human. So that's really nice because a lot of this process, it's not a direct shot to a person. So one other thing that I wanted to mention, when you have a blue check on your account, I used to think that was more like, you know, for, I don't know, corporations and like celebs and things like that. But more and more, we're seeing, other accounts have blue checks on their page. And one very strong point of having a verified account, a blue check account, is that you get direct access to chat, email, or request, a call option to tech support. So you don't have to jump through as many loops. Um, when you have a verified blue check on your account. So, that might be something to also consider is having that membership. However, if you are a non-blue check account, it's a little bit longer route, but it still works just as good as having a verified account. It's just going to take you, it's a different path, it's a different route. So, and you're going to have all of that information in the step-by-step document that I'm going to provide and attach to this video. Lastly, what you can also do after you send me the report, you go to Business Support Home, your account overview page in Facebook. You can send an email. Send an email directly to Meta for Business, describing your issue and to ask for a receipt confirmation or a ticket number to track. I will provide that exact email address as well that I used when I had to call them. You can also reach out to Facebook and Instagram via DM, via chat. Make sure that you're calm, you're patient. I know it can be a lot of pressure, especially for businesses if you highly, heavily depend on Instagram and it's like it has brought your business down. It's a lot of pressure to hurry up and get it back up. I have heard of some pages, that were disabled. They were up within a matter of a few days. But in my case, it took about 21 days. Albeit I did have, a personal situation going on with the passing of my grandfather. So I did kind of take a step back. But I would say within the first week of it being disabled, I at least went through the first series of steps to go ahead and get that ball rolling so that I can get, my business and everything back online. It was probably within 48 hours that I had figured out, the multiple ways and multiple steps, and I went and put those initial requests in through each path. So stay calm, stay patient under pressure, and just keep moving forward. So when you do reach out to them, you might be asked for proof of identity and brand legitimacy, your business registration, your website, etc. I provided all of that over to Meta via email, and along with a professional statement just explaining the purpose of my Instagram account, and my understanding of my compliance with their community standards. From there, make sure that you do follow up persistently but gracefully. Again, like I said earlier, there's some folks that reported they got a response within 24 to 72 hours, with some others of us where, it's 2 to 3 weeks. What I would strongly recommend is that you do it under 4 weeks, do it under 30 days. I would definitely within that first week send out some sort of correspondences, maybe check in once a week those first couple of weeks, and then maybe the third week probably twice a week if no one has responded, just because I believe after the 30-day mark the disabled account can then graduate from temporary to permanent. So and I don't know if I should use the word graduate or advance too. It advances from like, it'll be temporary disabled to permanently disabled. So you want to be careful of that. So you do not want to go beyond 30 days trying to get this all straightened out. So checking up persistently, but gracefully. And last but not least, you receive your final, approval and restoration after, taking these steps. Double check your security login. And I also suggest setting up the two-factor authentication just so you have a bridge. You never know. You might need a backup, and you might need to be fully integrated and connected to save, one page over the other, your personal page or your business page, or just kind of having them connected like they are all Instagram, Facebook, Threads. I mean, it's really a brand suite, so to speak. So it's just really nice that, I mean, although they kind of live on different islands, they do have a place of integration. So it just makes it easier to validate that they are in fact talking to the right person on the account. Okay, so those are our steps. That we walk through. I am going to provide those in a document, one word document, for you to keep for yourself. I hope that it can help you. For myself, it was just recognizing that it wasn't just a tech issue. It was really a purposeful delay, pause and reflection. So I learned that brand integrity can stand even when the platform falters, and the way to do that. So we came back clearer on MOF's mission and more rooted in resilience. And I hope the same for you as well. I hope that this helps you. Um, I will attach everything to the video in terms of the email addresses that I use, along with the step-by-step form, so that you have it all in one place. All right. Thank you and have a good day.